On a freezing February night in 2004, a 21-year-old nursing student crashed her car on a rural New Hampshire road. When police arrived 7 minutes later, she had vanished without a trace. 20 years later, Maura Murray's disappearance remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. This is a story about a young woman with a bright future, a mysterious journey into the wilderness, and questions that have remained unanswered for 2 decades. What began as a routine crash scene quickly became something far more complex. Tonight, we examine the facts, the theories, and the enduring mystery of what happened to Maura Murray. Maura Murray was a 21-year-old junior at the University of Massachusetts Amherst. She was studying nursing with dreams of helping people and making a difference in the world. An accomplished athlete, she ran for the university track team, where she was known for her discipline, determination, and competitive spirit. To those who knew her, Maura appeared focused and driven. She came from a close-knit family and maintained regular contact with her father and siblings. She had a boyfriend who was serving in the military and friends who described her as reliable and intelligent. But in early February 2004, something changed. Maura became visibly distressed. She seemed preoccupied, troubled by something she wouldn't share. In the days leading up to her disappearance, her behavior became increasingly unusual, leaving those around her confused and concerned. On the evening of February 5th, just 4 days before she vanished, Maura was working her campus security job when she received a phone call. Whatever was said on that call left her so upset that her supervisor had to escort her back to her dormitory. To this day, the contents of that conversation remain unknown. Then, on the afternoon of February 9, 2004, Maura took a series of deliberate actions. She emailed her professors and her work supervisor, claiming there had been a death in the family and that she would be absent for the next week. But investigators later confirmed this wasn't true. There had been no death. So why did she lie? That same afternoon, Maura went to an ATM and withdrew almost all the money from her bank account, $280 in cash. She packed her car with personal belongings, textbooks, some alcohol, and other items. Then, around 4:30 in the afternoon, she left campus and headed north. She drove up Interstate 91 toward the White Mountains of New Hampshire, a remote and rugged area known for its natural beauty and harsh winter conditions. She didn't tell anyone where she was going. She didn't ask anyone to come with her. She simply left. The question everyone has asked since is simple but devastating. Was Maura running away from something, or was she running towards something else entirely? At approximately 7:25 p.m. on Route 112 in Haverhill, New Hampshire, Maura's black 1996 Saturn sedan crashed on a sharp curve known locally as the Weathered Barn Corner. The car struck a snowbank on the side of the road. The front end was damaged. Both airbags had deployed. The windshield had cracked from the inside. A local resident named Butch Atwood, a school bus driver, was driving home when he saw the wreck. He stopped to help. Maura was still at the scene, standing near her car. Atwood asked if she was okay and offered to call the police. Maura declined, telling him that she had already called AAA for assistance. Atwood, still concerned, returned home and immediately called 911 to report the accident. Police arrived at the scene just 7 minutes later, but when they got there, Maura was gone. The car was locked, her cell phone was inside, her belongings were still there. An empty bottle of alcohol was found in the vehicle, along with some of her personal items and textbooks. A rag had been stuffed into the car's tailpipe, though investigators never determined why. But Maura Murray herself had completely disappeared. There were no footprints leading away from the scene that police could definitively track. No sign of where she had gone. It was as if she had simply vanished into the cold February night. In the hours and days that followed, a massive search operation was launched. Local and state police, search and rescue teams, helicopters, and tracking dogs all scoured the area surrounding the crash site. They combed through dense forests, frozen rivers, and mountainous terrain. But the trail went cold within a short distance from the car. As investigators dug deeper into Maura's life, they uncovered more questions than answers. They learned about the mysterious phone call that had upset her days earlier. They discovered that she had been involved in a credit card fraud incident months before, though it had been resolved. They found that her relationship with her boyfriend had been strained, with some tension and arguments in the weeks leading up to her disappearance. Some investigators theorized that Maura had intentionally disappeared, overwhelmed by personal problems and seeking a fresh start. Others feared something far more sinister. The remote location, the time of night, and the speed of her disappearance raised the possibility of abduction or foul play. Witnesses reported seeing other vehicles in the area around the time of the crash, including a man smoking a cigarette near the scene, but these leads were never conclusively connected to Maura's disappearance. Her family refused to give up. They launched their own search efforts, distributed thousands of flyers, and kept the case in the public eye. Her father, Fred Murray, became a tireless advocate, pushing for answers and refusing to let his daughter's case fade into obscurity. 20 years later, the mystery remains unsolved. What made Maura leave campus that day? What was said in that phone call that left her so distressed? Was she planning to harm herself, start over somewhere new, or simply take a break from the pressures of her life? And the most haunting question of all, what happened in those 7 minutes between the crash and the arrival of police? Some believe Maura succumbed to the elements, getting disoriented in the freezing wilderness and perishing in the cold. Others think she may have accepted a ride from a passing stranger, leading to her disappearance. Investigators have explored theories of voluntary disappearance, accidental death, and criminal involvement. In recent years, renewed public interest in the case has led to new searches, including excavations of suspected burial sites and re-examinations of old evidence. Private investigators, podcasters, and amateur detectives have all contributed their own theories. But despite decades of effort, Maura Murray has never been found. No remains, no definitive answers, just an enduring mystery that continues to captivate and confound. The disappearance of Maura Murray is a reminder that some mysteries resist easy answers. It's a case that has touched thousands of people, inspiring both hope and heartbreak. For her family, the pain of not knowing is a burden they carry every day. For investigators, it remains an open case. One may hope will someday be solved. Maura Murray was a real person with a real life, real dreams, and people who loved her. Whatever happened on that February night, she deserves to be remembered, and her family deserves the truth. If you have any information about the disappearance of Maura Murray, please contact the New Hampshire State Police. Even the smallest detail could make a difference. If you found this case as compelling as we did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into unsolved mysteries. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new story. And let us know in the comments, what do you think happened to Maura Murray? Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious.